The Importance of Commercial Banking in the Bahamian Economy by Alia Aubrey. In this presentation, I will be discussing the history of commercial banking, the role of commercial banks in the Bahamas, and how does commercial banks impact and benefit the Bahamian economy. What is a commercial bank? A commercial bank is a bank that offers services to the general public and to companies, according to Google Dictionary. A commercial bank's main functions are to accept demand deposits and to make short-term loans mainly to business firms by transferring the funds into the economy. What are the types of commercial banks in the Bahamas? CIB First Caribbean Bank, RBC Royal Bank, Bank of the Bahamas, Commonwealth Bank, Scotia Bank. For this presentation, I will be focusing on CIB First Caribbean Bank, RBC Royal Bank, and the Bank of the Bahamas. History of commercial banking. In 1837, banking was introduced in the Bahamas and the first commercial bank was formed in New Providence. The Central Bank of the Bahamas was established in 1973, which issued and regulated authority. In 2000, there were over 420 financial institutions in the Bahamas due to the low taxation and lenient regulations. Half of these institutions were offshore banks dealing with customers that didn't reside in the Bahamas. The major Bahamian banking institutions include the Bank of the Bahamas, Barclays Bank, British American Bank, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, Citibank, Commonwealth Bank, and the Royal Bank of Canada. In this slide, pictures of commercial banks are shown. Royal Bank of Canada. Royal Bank of Canada was the first international bank to open up a branch on November 2, 1908. It was located between Charlotte and Frederick Street in Nassau. They obtained assets from their only competitor, which was a locally owned bank, in 1917. Until 1947, they were the only bank in the Bahamas growing with the country and supplying an expanding economy and population with a strong and internationally recognized banking foundation. In the 1960s, they introduced the first computerized banking into the country. Bank of the Bahamas. Bank of the Bahamas is a Canadian bank which was established in 1988. It grew from 3 locations to 12 locations, serving 2 islands, then expanding to 8 family islands currently. It was incorporated in the Bahamas on April 17, 1970 as the Bank of Montreal, Bahamas and Caribbean Limited. Later in 1983, the name of the bank was changed to Bank of Montreal, Bahamas Limited. In September 1988, the Bahamian government created a joint venture with Euro-Canadian Bank Limited and purchased 100% of the shares of Bank of Montreal, Bahamas Limited. They renamed it Bank of the Bahamas Limited. CIBC First Caribbean International Bank. CIBC First Caribbean International Bank opened its first bank in 1920. CIBC First Caribbean International Bank is a merged bank with Barclays. In the 19th century, its first joint banking companies in England was established. That bank was called Barclays, which merged with First Caribbean. Barclays was the largest bank in its original countries, providing offshore banking to 5 Caribbean territories such as the Bahamas, Barbados, the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, and Turks and Caicos Islands. After merging with First Caribbean Bank, their name became CIBC First Caribbean International Bank in 2002. The role of commercial banks in the Bahamas. The government of the Bahamas states that commercial bank is a bank whose main functions are to accept demand deposits and to make short-term loans chiefly to business firms, thereby facilitating the transfer of funds in the economy. Additionally, these banks provide other kinds of loans to government agencies, firms, private individuals, or even the government. Also, they provide time and saving deposits and manage trust departments. Commercial banks have many roles which may include providing essential services to the public and help create capital and liquidity in the market. Commercial banks' functions can be classified into two main groups. The two divisions consist of the primary and secondary functions. The primary functions are accepting deposits, providing loans and advances, and credit cash. The secondary function include discounting bills of exchange, overdraft facilities, purchasing and selling of the securities, lockers facilities, and paying and gathering the credit. How does commercial banks impact and benefit the Bahamian economy? There are many ways commercial banks can impact and benefit our economy, which include help money to flow in the economy, provide loans, saving, checking accounts, debit and credit cards, overdrafts, investing money, transferring money, and funding government-private companies. In addition, offering attractive rates on their services, providing local and international exchanges, commercial banks provide specialized financial services which decrease the cost of obtaining information about saving and borrowing opportunities. These services help to make the economy more efficient, plus 15% of the GDP is produced by the financial services and banking. Bank of the Bahamas operates as a full-service provider to their customers, whether it be saving, lending, and investment opportunities. CIBC First Caribbean is operated as a Caribbean managed business within the group of CIBC companies. Royal Bank retail, private, and wealth management operations. Bank of the Bahamas benefits the economy by providing loans to assist with personal expenses, mortgages, vehicle purchases, etc. Also, it is a place to safely secure savings and provides 24 hours ATMs. CIBC First Caribbean provides a safeguarded and secure place to hold their customers' money. Additionally, they benefit by lowering fees on particular products, making it easier for customers to understand their banking procedures. They aim to find more ways to make loans more accessible for the middle class and lower interest rates on loans. Royal Bank benefits the economy by helping the less fortunate people by affording them the opportunity to purchase low-cost homes. They update and use technology to connect with customers and teach them how to use their technology. In conclusion, I have learned that commercial banks are very important and we need them so that our economy stabilizes. As well as commercial bank roles are to provide essential services to the public and help create capital and liquidity in the market.